This week we'll be reading from Parashat Bo, one of the Torah portions that is really at the center of our entire Torah. In fact, Rashi asks at the beginning of the Torah why the Torah does not start during Exodus 12 at this place in our parasha this week. That is how central this parasha is. In fact, this parasha discusses perhaps what is the most central holiday celebrated by Jews around the world. Even the least observant Jews partake in the Passover Seder. And the source of Passover, in fact, is in this week's parasha. But what I would like to suggest is that Passover is the wrong name for this holiday that we call in Hebrew, Pesach. As other scholars have noted before, the Hebrew root Pei Samech Chet, which we translate into English as Passover, appears in a few different places in the Bible. In some of those instances, it appears to mean to skip or jump, which is why Piseach is somebody who has a limp. And here they suggest that it is Passover, that God passed over the houses of the Jewish people. But in fact, there are other places in the Tanakh, including in the book of Yirmiyahu, in which Pasach, Pei Samechet, means to watch over or to guard. And therefore, it seems that what God is doing, Shu Pasach al Batei Bnei Yisrael, when God is doing the Pesach on the homes of Israel, is not that God is skipping over them, but rather that God is guarding those homes. And this entire portion of Bo is really about guarding the people of Israel. Because in fact, we might remember that the Israelites put the blood on their doorposts, which reminds us today of the mezuzah. The mezuzah, which has a shin for God's name of Shaddai, which we understand to mean in the Hebrew, Shomer Dlatot Yisrael, guarding over the doors of Israel. But this parasha also is the place in which 2 times we are told to wear these words as a memory on our arms and as a reminder on our heads. And of course, observant Jews world round do this by putting on tefillin every day other than Shabbat. That we take these signs that God gave us, because Passover is all about the signs that God gave, the signs of the plagues, the signs of the Jewish people. We have signs to know that we are being saved. And what I believe we are learning of Pesach in this parasha of Bo, what we are learning about this holiday and about God's relationship with our people, is that in fact, even in our moments of greatest strength, that we are always in need of some protection. And all the more so as we learn in this Torah portion this week, that in moments of great struggle, in moments of oppression, at those moments we can remember that there is something that we can do, that we have God's protection with us. And God's protection does not mean that things will always be easy and that things will always be good, but that we are reminded that it is natural and it is good to be vulnerable. It is natural to recognize that we have weaknesses, and it is natural to call out and say, God, we need your support. So as we learn this week, and we can learn every single week, there is no shame in needing that extra support, and we can trust in God, according to this Torah portion, that God will protect us. Shavua Tov from Schechter.